for this? Probably not.
I don't know if they're ready for this. I feel like this is like the matchup that everyone wanted, but maybe didn't know they needed. So people are going to freak out that you're here.
Okay, good.
I've had Ariana on before during the Scandal.
Right, okay.
And that's the only person. Oh, wait, I've had Stassi on.
Oh, yes.
We hit it off. But yeah. I was saving the best for last, honestly. Okay. So I'm excited. How are you doing today?
I'm good, but I've been frantically busy doing everything. I've been here, there, I've been in New York, doing the upfronts, Gordon Ramsay's show, you know, Food Stars premieres today. I've been doing stuff at Vanderpump Villa, reunion. I've been in Vegas. I've been in Lake Tahoe because I just opened my new restaurant there. I've been here, there, and everywhere.
I'm exhausted just like thinking about that. Do you ever have any downtime?
I haven't had as much as I would like, for sure. And I think that's important to build it into your schedule. But with, you know, the shows, and we have the Dog Foundation, we just had World Dog Day. I have a lot of responsibilities, so I take that really seriously.
I'm thinking about your house, Villa Rosa.
Yes, it's a sanctuary.
It is the most insane, extravagant place. Like when I see it on the shows, to people that haven't seen it, there are ponies, there are swans.
Yes.
Like it is over the top and amazing and everything you could dream of for a house. If you do have alone time in your house, what are you doing by yourself?
Well, I love cooking.
Okay.
So I've made sure my kitchen is absolutely heavenly. Do you remember when I threw Kyle out the house and I kind of put the sledgehammer on there? I was like, fuck it, we're done. This is time for a new era, a song, Kyle. So I kind of made a kitchen that really, you know, I have the view, the doors open up nicely, there's a fireplace when it's cold. I just really, I'm very homey in terms of, I love doing flowers. I mean, I'm obsessively always kind of, you know, doing flower arranging. There's something about my home that I feel's the essence of who I am, and it will always be. I mean, my children grew up saying, you know, they never heard an argument in our house.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I might like punch the shit out of him behind the doors, but I just always believed in having that very kind of calming, you know, I mean, I was a little crazy. I mean, if we weren't dancing on the tables and things like that, music plays all the time. And I just really just believed that calm in my life gives me the strength to deal with everything on the outside.
Right, it's like when you go home, you're in your sanctuary, and then you leave and you deal with all the chaos.
And I would encourage people, no matter how hard you work, no matter if it's like one room, a beautiful place, you know, create a space where you really feel,
I think people are so fascinated by you because you have this lavish life, but you do work so hard. Like you said, you're not sitting at home.
Yes.
Would you consider yourself high maintenance or low maintenance?
Well, I mean, you see, I arrived with nobody today except my dog.
I know.
I don't have an assistant yet. I should have one.
You don't have an assistant?
I do my own nails. I have my hair done every 6 weeks. I do my own makeup pretty much, but I travel with somebody if we have to look through the camera. So now I'm very low maintenance. But when it comes to, do I need fresh flowers and music and the good wine, and I like cooking good food, that I have high standards.
So you're high standards on the vibe, but for yourself, I can't believe, like, I was expecting...
Oh, God.
No, I don't know if I was expecting a big posse with you. I at least thought you would have, like, maybe 3 people.
No.
Lisa, I've had musicians come in here with 20 people.
But how can you know me and I have one dog that travels.
Let's talk about Bravo.
Yes.
Okay, because... obviously, you're such an iconic part of Bravo, and with Bravo comes drama.
Yes.
When all of this was starting in your life, when you got on Housewives, like, did you have any hesitations of doing reality TV?
Yes, I did, because in fact I'm having dinner tomorrow night with my friend Sharon Osbourne, and so I remember really the essence of reality television was the Osbournes, you know, prior to that, and that seemed such a crazy hot mess. I would think, oh my God, as I said, I lived in a kind of sanctuary, even though we worked hard. We lived in a really beautiful house, and I had a restaurant, Villa Blanca, and I was approached a couple of times, and I thought, we don't really fight. I see the funny side of I mean, I'm not sure that I'm really right for this. And they said the form that I filled out when I went into the audition was, it's put a line through it. And, you know, I remember they said they have a tape where they say, you know, tell us about your sex life. And I was like, what, with my husband or with everybody else? And they were like, oh, okay. So I saw the funny side, but I wasn't going to go for the interview because they wanted you to be submitted in groups of people, you know, like you were a group. So these women had put me in a group, and there were women that came to the restaurant, and they weren't really friendly with me. And I thought, oh my God, no, this is not going to work for me at all. So then it was Jennifer Stallone, Jennifer, if you're listening, who said to me, oh, come on, you've got to go for it. Like, go for it. And she made me sit down on their bed and watch the New York Housewives. And they were kind of yelling and screaming at each other. And I was like, Jennifer, this is not me at all. I said, go for it, go for it. So I went in, and I had no kind of preconception of what was about to transpire. And they asked me this. I was like, oh, fuck, come on, are you serious? Do they really think I'm going to sit down and tell them about my sex life when I don't even know them? What planet are they on? Because if you remember, right, in the first episode, they said, Lisa, you know, something about your sex life. And I said, oh, yeah, twice a year, you know, like birthdays at Christmas. And that's not my birthday, you know, it's another day off. And they took it seriously. So suddenly I was on the news talking about having sex twice a year. And I was like, oh, shit, now I better behave because, you know, everything they said was being taken literally.
But you're so entertaining, and even just that in itself, like, I think people love that, and you're so good at it.
I was going to see the world through my eyes, you know, and it was just, if I didn't care if everybody judged me. I mean, I set myself up for people to hate me because I was like, you know, I love pink. I had a little dog that I carried around that had, you know, terrible kind of skin problems. He was always compromised, Chicky, you know, had alopecia and stuff. I used to feed him on a silver platter. You know, I always took the piss out of my husband, you know. So it was just like I set myself up for people to go, she's a fucking lunatic. And guess what? They were right.
You think people thought you were a lunatic?
Well, I think, you know, I set it, you know, I was this wealthy woman. They didn't know how hard I'd worked in my life. They didn't know that I fed the homeless every Monday for 12 years. They didn't know I had, you know, charities, you know, that I would support. I'd worked hard my whole life with Ken. I'd been married forever and a day. And, you know, I was living in this big house. I loved pink. I had a little dog. I drove around a fuck-off car. You know what I mean? So, yes, I mean, it was easy to be obnoxious.
I think there's something about also television that, like, whether it's real or not, like, you being yourself or playing it up for the camera, like, it's great TV. It's
That's what I want to see, authenticity.
Right? When I see Paris Hilton and everything she has going on, I'm like, I'm entertained.
Yeah.
I'm entertained.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't think anyone can look at that and hate it. Like, maybe their jaws are dropping when they see you feeding your dog on a silver platter, and they're like, I can't even, like, afford kibble for my freaking dog.
Yeah.
But it's, like, it's aspirational and it's funny. Wait, do you actually only have sex 2 times a year?
No, not anymore. I mean, I used to have at least twice a year. No, it was a joke.
It was a joke.
I was like, yeah, he has to beg, you know, put his knee pads on and crawl to me and beg.
I remember there was a quote from you, and you were
like, I had a very strong physical connection with my husband. I met him. I was married within 3 months. That's not somebody that has sex twice a year. Trust me. I'd seal the deal.
You have such iconic lines. I remember one of your lines was like, my husband calls me the sex object. Like, he asks for sex and I object. And it's like,
yeah, that's right. I know. But, you know, people, I thought if they're going to take it seriously, then they don't understand me.
Totally.
You know?
Is it true? I remember reading somewhere.
No, probably not.
No.
So let's start with that.
Absolutely not.
Oh, by the way, I also don't have a publicist. Just because I don't give a shit. What people talk about me is none of my business. I don't have a publicist. I mean, I have a lot of publicity, because especially with 3 shows on the air.
Right.
You know, I've done, oh my God, I don't know what I've done press-wise, but I don't try to control it. It is what it is.
It is. Know? And also, like, I feel like you're seasoned enough where, like, you're not going to say something that's going to get you canceled. And, like, also, you can't really get canceled. Like, unless you do something so awful that you go to jail, I guess that's considered canceled.
Yes, I guess, which isn't, no.
Right, you're not going to jail. Okay, I'm curious, this was the rumor, was, like, Andy Cohen was, like, not completely sold with Bravo that they were going to do Beverly Hills.
Oh, the housewives love it when you say this. Go ahead, say it.
Oh, they're all going to
come. He saw my tape. They were his words. And then it was in the Huffington Post, I think, that he said it.
Okay, tell people the story, though.
No, I can't.
Okay, I'll say it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's too self-indulgent.
They're his words.
Okay, so Andy Cohen said that he wasn't sold if they wanted to do the Beverly Hills franchise.
Oh my God, I can see the Richard sisters spinning right now.
And then he saw your tape and was like, oh, I immediately had a vision. I immediately know we had to make it. And it's like, I could see that happening, but I'm assuming that pisses the other women off.
Oh, I think, yeah. And then I got Vanderpump Rules the second season. But that was, that wasn't so much about...
Someone's calling you. Should we answer?
Yes, but... Oh, it's Kyle saying, I just heard that.
Oh, it's literally...
Oh, I can't.
Imagine it's Kyle Richards.
Oh, yeah. No, it's my daughter, but don't worry.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Look,
that's my grandson.
Oh, so sweet.
Oh, I try
Say
to
hi,
spend
sweetie.
every minute of
Hi,
the
sweetie.
day.
I'm in the middle of an interview. Be back soon. So you don't know if it's true. Those are Andy's words, but
I do know. No, he has said it. It is true. But, and I understand maybe I was a slightly different flavor, also being English and being like having a ridiculous sense of humor. And even now, I mean, I did his Watch What Happens Live the other night, and he was like, oh my God. I was like, oh, you fucking love it, Andy, stop it.
Do you think you're his favorite housewife?
I think there's a few people that aren't his favorite housewives now after what he's been through, and I really vociferously defended him because all those allegations were absolute bullshit. They did a big investigation. No, I think he's got a love for, there's a few of us, but I think he definitely has connected with me on many levels and socialized with me. That's why he's like, if anybody knew what I was up to, Lisa Vanderpump was, I was like, oh my God, don't take me down that road. But it's true. But it's true. I knew that he was innocent of all this bullshit.
Yeah.
And also there's something very reassuring for women about a gold star gay, a man that is not attracted to women that you can play with. You can really, I play with Andy. I'd say, very, very, like kind of strong sexual innuendos, but it's not going anywhere.
Oh, right. It's a joke.
Whereas if it was a straight man, you'd have to be careful,
Very careful.
But Andy Cohen as a straight man is never going to happen.
No, it's definitely not going to happen. When you're at the center of drama, because that is what comes with being on these shows, how does it impact you?
Well, I think when people was like, oh, you didn't turn up for the reunion when you left. And I was like, no, I drew a line in the sand, thought that's it. I am not going. And I'm not going to finish this show. I said at the beginning of the season, I've been very honest about this. I was very involved with the Trevor Project and done PSAs for them. My only sibling committed suicide. I was really not in good shape. I mean, I've talked about this, if I opened the fridge, and there wasn't milk in there, I'd start to cry. I mean, it was like on that edge all the time. And for the first time in my life, I took some medication, some antidepressants, just to try and get over that. And I was really, I was not in good shape. And I said, okay, I'll do Vanderpump Rules, which I started filming just, I think, 3 or 4 days after my brother's funeral. So I started that and I thought, let's just not talk about it, But I also don't really have that personal connection on Vanderpump Rules as far as my personal life. We've always seen me mentoring them and supporting them. Yeah. So we kind of, got through that. And then they were like, come back to Housewives. I said, I just can't do it anymore. And I think about 4 or 5 out of the 9 years they'd come for me, where they all gang up and they this and that. And I'd been at those reunions where I'd sat there, with them all kind of coming at me, like, that wasn't funny when you said that, or you did this, or you did that. And I was just like, I'm going to leave right now when I threw Kyle out the house, and I'm never going back.
When you look back, why do you think so many of the women came for you?
I don't know. I suppose they might have thought I was favored in some way. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I think we all know, but I would never say it. I mean, I had Vanderpump Rules given to me, my own show as executive producer with the same company and the same network, like in the second season of Housewives. So that was a huge privilege, and then that's gone on for 12 years. So maybe suddenly I was sitting on the other side as executive producer with maybe that, stimulated certain things. I don't know, but they certainly didn't make my life easy on that show.
I was going to say, I think naturally anyone that's a bystander and is unbiased can just be like, oh, there's a lot of jealousy. The fact that you were able to make something so much bigger out of what you were doing. It's amazing.
Well, I just think whenever anybody says that about themselves, like, oh, they're jealous of me, it just sounds pathetic and self-aggrandizing. But I just think I was afforded a lot of kind of, and also the audience would nearly always support me. Yeah. So even when they came against me, they never had anything. Yeah. So the audience would always kind of rally in my defense. And, you know, I would do these appearances with rosé and wine and dog appearances and shelter things. In fact, I'm doing one this afternoon, a shelter thing. And people connected to me. You know, if it was about my love of dogs, our furry friends, and if it was about marriage, you know, having a long marriage, if it was about suicide prevention, if it was about LGBT issues, it was about my son who I adopted from foster care that we never really talked about, but, you know, all these issues, people would always connect with me emotionally.
And you're funny.
Yeah.
You're pretty.
I mean, I never think I'm funny. I just think I'm telling my side of the story.
You're just talking and then it goes.
I'm just talking. I have a narrative that runs through my head all time. Sometimes I actually think, oh, I better not say that. But very rarely. Normally I just say it.
Lisa, when do you decide, like, when it's time to confront someone for drama versus when you're just like, it's not worth my time, I'm not going to address it?
Well, if they're just being ridiculous, maybe let them have their moment, you know, let everybody else tell them. But if I feel somebody's lying to me, that's it. If I feel that, you know, yeah, then I'm going to call them out. That's my Achilles heel.
Can you give any of the girls listening advice? Like, when someone just, like, doesn't like you and has it out for you, like, give us advice. Like, how do we handle that?
I think you should look at statistics in the world. As a woman that's grown up, you know, amongst many, many people. I've not been sitting in an office every day. I've been, like, around the restaurant business. There's 7.5 or whatever it is billion people in this planet. If somebody doesn't like you, then fuck them. You know what I mean? I do think you should look at things and think, okay, why are they behaving like this? Often it's jealousy. If you can think, okay, they don't have a good reason, really look at yourself objectively. You know, a friend of mine was going through this relationship and kind of split up with their significant other. And I can see this person is a very strong person. I kept saying, maybe you should look at how, you know, what your part is in the relationship. Sometimes I think, you know, try and have a good look at yourself and your own actions and grow from that. Yeah. But if somebody doesn't like you, they don't have to as well. You know, sometimes you feel this kind of visceral reaction that I don't really like that person. You know?
Right. Then you piss off. Bye.
Exactly. There's somebody else around the corner.
Okay, we're going to play a game.
Yes.
Never Have I Ever Bravo edition. If you've ever been in one of these scenarios, tell the story.
Okay.
Okay, never have I ever gotten a drink thrown in my face.
No, I've been there oh no, I wasn't there. That was Brandy Glanville chucking one in Eileen's face. No, I haven't had a drink thrown in my face.
That's amazing.
Which, owning a bar, that's pretty cool. Have you had one? Have you had one thrown in your face?
I have never had one thrown in my face. Have you ever thrown common? One? I think it's common on Bravo, I feel like.
Yes, Darcy's done it a few times.
Right, everyone's chucking shit in people's face.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is
I
that?
normally drink it rather than throw it. If someone's coming for me, I'll think, oh, I need to drink this. I'll swallow it whole.
You're like, oh shit, gotta get drunk. What are they coming at me for?
Exactly.
What is the fastest way to piss you off?
Lying to me.
Lying.
I don't like late either, really. I mean, I know I was 10 minutes late here because I was like juggling with things. I've got a meeting at 11:30 and I was like, yeah, you've got to delay it. But I don't like people, I think it's disrespectful when you're late because I think you're basically telling somebody that, you know, your time is worth much more than theirs. I don't like that, really.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Okay, never have I ever known a castmate's partner was cheating.
Yes. I have.
You have?
Yeah.
In what circumstance?
Well, there was somebody that's recently had this kind of complicated scenario. Yeah. In one of the shows, I'm not telling you. And I kind of knew. Yeah, I've known. Yeah.
And in that situation, did you say something to the person or you just let it be?
No, I didn't say anything.
Why didn't you say anything?
Because sometimes people don't want to hear it. You know what I find surprising?
Yeah.
Is that they're on a reality show. It's like, and they're living their lives. And of course, all marriages have problems. You know, anybody that says, "Oh, he's perfect, my love, blah, 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 my king, my this," I mean, like, fuck off. It's like your husband. Get real. It's like sometimes you want to strangle them. Sometimes, like, yeah, there's parts of it. You know, like, I'm like, if you snore one more time, I'm going to put the pillow over your head. You know what I mean? Like, you've got a choice here. Is this spare room, pillow?
Right.
Was divorced. You know what I mean? But it's like then suddenly they get divorced, but they've been saying, "Oh, love me, not my king, or my this, or my that." Life's not like that. You've got two imperfect people living together. That it's not, you know, and that's bullshit. And then on the reality show, suddenly, how many times have you seen this? Especially on that show that I used to be on. How many times everything's just going, gosh, just fine, and then, oh, we're getting a divorce. Oh, okay, you know, or oh, we've just separated. Oh, we've separated. When it's been going on for months and years.
Right, and it's not like you're not being authentic on camera because obviously, I also do agree with you though, when people are like, "My honey bunny, we're perfect." What the fuck is wrong?
What's really going on? Like,
I don't
really
believe this for a fucking second.
Honey bunny, get the fuck down here.
Like, we're so healthy, we have so much sex, we're so happy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Let's hear the truth. Right. You know, I mean, we've been married a long time and we have, you know, a lot of good moments, and he's got a sense of humor and he indulges me in so many things. Like, you know, luckily he's got the same passions I have. The fact we've got 7 dogs. I mean, most men would be like, you know, he'd never say, like, you know, when you see these guys, they go, "Oh, does this dog shed?" It's a dog. Yes. Ken would never say anything like that, you know, like.
Right. I'm actually curious, when you said you didn't tell the person because they don't want to hear it, I feel like a lot of times there's also where you're like, because they know.
Yeah, sometimes I think.
Right.
And also they're not, I often think that if you say too much, then I think that you lose both of them. You know what I mean?
Right, like if you get involved, it's not your place.
Yeah, especially if they get back together.
That's when it gets so awkward. No, but you're right, Lisa. It's like if you told this woman this, one, sometimes they don't want to believe it, so then it comes back on you, and then they both hate you. Yeah. Or if they do break up and get back together, then they're like, it's too awkward.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't see you ever.
Yeah, exactly. This didn't happen, so you got to go away.
Right. Okay, it's got to either be Kyle or Dorit.
No, you're not guessing or doing or saying anything because that is not a headline I'm living with. So no, it's not either of them. It could be, but it's not.
Okay, fair. How did it make you feel when people were convinced that you did know about Tom and Raquel's like affair for so long?
Oh, I didn't really even know that. Did they think that I knew?
Yeah, there was like a conspiracy during all of it.
Oh God, no. No, I didn't know. I did say, well, hold on a second. You know, in the kitchen that time, I was like, Miss Malibu's in the jacuzzi. And I said, that's not okay. I mean, and Ariana was vociferous in saying, no, she's my friend. I'm fine with that. And I said, well, I wouldn't be fine with that if I was away on the other side of town and Miss Malibu was in the jacuzzi with whoever she is, whether it's Raquel or any, you know, beauty queen, was in the, you know, jacuzzi with my husband when I was away. No, that's not okay.
Is this what we call Raquel now, Miss Malibu?
Well, I do. I mean, I'm just saying, or Miss, you know, whoever, Texas or any gorgeous creature, and I'm on the other side of the country and she's sitting in the jacuzzi, whether she's got malintent or not, my husband would definitely be thinking, oh, I wonder how long my wife's staying away for. You know what I mean? It's like, no. So if I'd known, I wouldn't have been saying that.
Yeah, you know, you're right.
So I wouldn't have condoned that. No.
If my husband was in a hot tub with a woman.
Yes, when you're away.
Dead.
Yeah.
Death.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out.
Penis. Yeah, exactly.
Snip, snip.
Zip, yes, exactly.
Oh. Oops. Fling it over the highway.
Exactly, right? So
yeah, okay.
So and I was calling it. And I wouldn't have been calling it if I'd known. I was saying, hold on a second. I said, you lied. She just came in looking like a bag of shit. Remember for the food tasting?
Yes.
I said, what are you doing? You look like a wreck. You're late. What's going on? And they were like, oh no, we're good friends. And you know, Ariana was saying, oh, we're good friends. Should never do that. Well, you know. Yeah. So,
but
no,
that's
I
also
didn't
when
know.
you feel a gut feeling.
Yeah.
It's usually right.
Yeah.
It's usually right.
My job on that show is to sort this hot mess out. So that is something, if I had known, I would have said, hey, guys, you know,
let's get it together.
Yeah, but she was so vocal about defending Raquel that I think that's what took it to a whole different level. And then Raquel asking her about her sex life while she was banging her husband or boyfriend.
That was one of the weirdest.
That felt sociopathic to me. That felt like I don't give a fuck about anybody's thoughts or feelings. It doesn't permeate, you know.
Right, if anything, I'm like interested to know what your experience is because I'm having it at the same time.
How often does he? Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if a woman came up to you and asked you that question? I would immediately be like, "What is wrong with you?"
Yeah. Like what's yours?
That was sadistic.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Never have I ever brought the receipts to prove a point in an argument. Like, showed the text message, showed the emails.
Oh, I think I've done that, but I don't know. Probably on Housewives or, yeah.
Like,
I don't really have a paper trail. I kind of like things go by. I remember, was it somebody like Lisa Vanderpump? I said, "Oh God, I hardly ever speak to you on the phone." I've got the receipts, 10 phone calls, and I'm like, well, that's hardly ever.
You're like 10 phone calls
this year is nothing. If I liked you, I'd have called you 10 times this morning. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. It's such nonsense.
Are you good at keeping secrets for people?
Very good. Yeah, very good.
You're like a vault.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's good.
But it's not because I'm loyal, it's because I forget.
I'm obsessed with you. Stop.
Oh,
they tell you like this deep, dark secret a couple months later.
So, hold on a second. Was it you that Oh, yes, maybe.
Lisa. Okay, never have I ever participated in swinging.
No.
Oh.
But my parents have.
No
Yes.
way.
Yes.
Wait, how did you know?
Well, it was the 60s. Oh, my God. My father's still alive. I hope this doesn't kill him. This doesn't go to England, does it?
This is what ends it all. Stop. How did you know your parents were swinging?
I remember them talking about the 60s. You know, they were like young, newly married, and everybody was kind of doing that a bit, you know. They didn't give me details. I think they gave details to my nephew, one of their grandsons, and I was like, oh, I really don't want to even think about that. When I saw, John Hamm, and I didn't, and I heard, I didn't know about his nether regions as well. Somebody told me that afterwards. I was saying John Hamm, and they went, well, you know about John Hamm.
Wait, I don't know about John Hamm.
Oh,
does he have a big penis?
No, but they were talking about there's many. I mean, it should have its own Instagram, apparently. I said that, but I mean, no, there were these pictures of saying,
oh, really?
Yeah, no, but it was covered. It was decent, but it was
big.
But we were laughing. Yeah.
Oh, and you're like, ooh, Ken, should we swing to the left over here with John O'Hare?
Oh, no, you'd have to wake me up and give me a cup of tea first. No, I don't have the energy for swinging.
Has anyone ever approached you to swing?
I think I might have had hints,
but
it's kind of insulting. I would like people to approach me on a daily basis. If you're listening to this, you want to swing, please ask me. No, it's like, I think I was so obsessively, I'm a little jealous as well. I think obsessively in love with my husband, getting married so quick and being so young.
You couldn't see him with another woman?
No, I don't really want to
you'd like be with the...
I could have somebody. I don't think that would be quite what he was envisaging. See that really handsome guy over there? Should we swing with him? Yeah, that's probably not what he would be up for.
Or if you're super jealous, you would be with the other woman's husband, and you'd be hanging out.
Looking over my shoulder.
You'd be like, what is Ken doing?
Exactly. I'll be like, oh my God.
Ken.
I'll be on all fours, and I'll be like, what? What's he doing? I'd be way more interested in what he was doing than what I was doing.
I'm obsessed.
No, I haven't. The answer, never have I ever.
Never have ever.
I'm probably at this stage not going to. That's kind of sad.
It's okay, but
Oh, mind you, I put it out there now. Maybe I'll get lots of opportunities.
Oh, I bet there's going to be so many people now, Lisa. Yeah. So many people.
Oh, I'll pass. I'd rather have a cup of tea.
Okay. Okay, never have I ever.
Been married as long as I have. How many, let's think. So 42 years, so that's going to be 14,000 days, roughly.
Oh my
Do you think there's anything that I haven't done that I need to do? Probably not. I mean, there's things I haven't done, but there are things I haven't done that I haven't wanted to do.
Have you ever, are you...
No.
No?
Go on.
like, do you want me to ask you a couple sexual questions?
Yes. No, not really, but go on.
Okay. Never have I ever shared a secret with a castmate and then they went and shared it on camera.
Gosh, I don't remember that. I'm sure it's happened. No, but I do remember. Now, I haven't watched Beverly Hills. I don't care what anybody says. I haven't watched it. But I've seen sometimes snippets on Twitter where they'll have like a little screen thing and you click on it. I think, oh, I wonder what's going on. It was Erica Jane and Kyle. And she said something like, Erica Jane said, oh, you said, I'm glad that everybody's going to see how mean Kathy is or what she's really like. You know, and Kyle turned around and said, yeah, but that was supposed to be between us.
No.
Yes. And I thought, oh my God. Yeah, no.
But that feels like a theme in reality TV where wasn't it like Lala and Katie in the reunion? It was like Lala was upset with Katie because she's like, you literally said that you were like basically hating on Ariana to me off camera and then you're acting all nice on camera.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think it's just keep it straight. And also, as I say, my mind's so full of other things, I find that it's much easier just to play the one, play it as it is.
Right.
Because I can't remember what's on camera, what's off camera, what I did yesterday, what I did today. And it's just like when people say, oh, you're lying. My memory's not good enough to lie. I have to speak from experience. You know what I mean? It's like I remember things concisely, absolutely when I experience them. If I'm making it up, I don't remember what I made up.
That's a good point.
Yeah, no.
Do you think, though, now people with social media are getting, like, too afraid to act certain ways in front of camera because of what, like, the public and the comments are going to say?
I think the most popular reality stars are people that are truly authentic and don't give a fuck. I mean, I think one of the best reality stars I've ever worked with is James Kennedy, and he's got it wrong on so many levels.
So good.
And he's seen so much growth with him.
He's so entertaining. Do you think that I still have the infamous scene back in the day when he was talking to Lala and they're like yelling about pasta and everyone was like, this has to be about drugs, this has to be about cocaine. Yeah. Do you think it's actually about pasta?
No, I think it's not about that. It's not.
It's not about the pasta. That was one of the funniest scenes.
I think, that is one. It was kind of iconic that it was on T-shirts after. I don't know, really. I mean, they've both been pretty open.
Yeah.
And I think I love the duo together. I can't imagine those two, when they say they've had sex a couple of times, it's like, that just doesn't seem to me. How do they ever get there, those two? It doesn't mean...
It doesn't make sense to me either. I feel like she's such a woman.
Either.
You can't text.
I'm not. I'm looking because my meeting's at 11:30.
No, it's 10:50.
Yeah.
You have time.
It's 10:51.
No. Oh my God. I actually can't picture Lala and him having sex either because I feel like...
The cup of tea that they offered me when I first came in was so nice. I said, no,
whatever. Were we supposed to get you tea?
No, they said, would you like anything? I said, oh, cup of tea would be great. Never happened.
Can someone text Charlie for a cup of tea?
Yeah.
How much tea do you drink during the day?
A lot, probably too much.
Really?
Yeah, but more tea than alcohol, which is kind of unique.
Do you ever spike your tea a little bit?
What, with alcohol?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
That's quite... Is that a good idea?
Oh,
no, I don't think. I don't drink in the day. Very rarely. You never see me drink in the day.
I think you can spike your tea a couple times and see where it takes you, Lisa.
Well, yeah. I got here without it, really. I probably don't need it.
Do you think you'll ever be friends with any of the women again from Housewives?
Let me think about that for a moment. No. Well, I think if there's a true apology and actually somebody says, you know what, I really regret it and I'm really sorry I said that, and I know I tried to humiliate you or whatever, then yes, there would always be room, but you'll never get that from them.
Are you someone that holds grudges?
Yeah, I do. Fuck off. I'm like, I'm going to hold a grudge. I mean, I won't hold a grudge till it's like, if it's detrimental
I love you.
to me. If it's like, if it's eating away at you and you're angry about it, then I think you've got to sort it out. But if holding a grudge is mean, I'm done. And I don't want to, because I know who you are, I see who you are, you don't have the best intention for me. Now, that's a grudge. But if it's something that's eating away at you, that you have that feeling in your stomach, that's not healthy. I'd rather get rid of that. Like, I haven't really been angry about Housewives. I mean, I get asked about it a lot. I really very rarely ever bring it up myself. But if it was eating away at me or something like that, then I think, okay, I need to sort this out. So I would always say that as advice. If it's eating away at you, you need to deal with it. But if you could actually go, oh, I'm done. Right. And if that's a grudge, hold it tightly.
I completely agree, because I feel like a grudge for me, I'm like, I want to normalize having grudges more. But if you know what someone is, even if they apologize to me, sure, clear the air, but I still don't like you.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's okay, because if I thought you were a good person and you weren't, and I got it wrong before, and now you've shown me the old expression, fool me once, fool me twice, or shame on you, shame on me. That's so that's a grudge. Yeah, I'm all about that. I'm all about I'm not going to be. Yeah, I'm not going to be stupid. Right. It's just like if somebody screws you financially in business, you're not going to lend them money again. How about that?
Period.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about Vanderpump Rules.
From your mistakes, my girls.
Okay, the original cast were employed at your restaurant.
Yes.
And you were their boss.
Yes.
What is the most insane thing you've had to fire someone for?
Oh, all kinds of things over the years. Running restaurants. I mean, of course, the shagging in the back and everything. I mean, God, that's stealing and...
stealing?
Of course. Not on Vanderpump Rules.
Okay.
I mean, in the restaurant business, I've seen so many things.
Oh, my God.
Just even with people coming in. I mean, imagine you have your house open and you have maybe 1,000 people come through that door every night. At some point, you're going to go, what the fuck?
How often are they having sex?
Yeah, or not just that, but where's the big mirror in my bathroom? How did they get it out there during lunch? Stupid shit, like you think, oh my God. Yeah, there's been a lot of creative ways of stealing that we've caught, that you think, people bring their own liquor and things like that. Yeah, I mean...
Stealing a mirror and walking
many
That's
things.
Insane.
Yeah, many different things.
Okay, I didn't realize that SIR stands for Sexy Unique Restaurant.
It doesn't start... We just put that up next to it, but it was South in Spanish, because remember, I bought into that restaurant when it was about 1/10 of the size to get my visa, because I was in the restaurant business and we wanted to stay here. So we thought, do what we know best. Yeah.
Okay, what is your most sexy and unique quality, Lisa?
I'm very tactile. I mean, you saw the way I make out with my dog. Imagine that, like with, like I am like very, listen. You see the way I do flowers. You see the way I run a business. You see the way I decorate. You see the way I'm with my dog. You see the way I'm like a perfectionist. So, of course, as a lover, and this isn't to those people that want to swing with me, because I'd really be a big disappointment, but I'm talking about in the past. If there are a couple of people that approach me to swing, forget it. I'm too lazy for that now. But I'm a perfectionist, so I think even making love, I could be a perfectionist.
Oh, Lisa.
Right?
That was a good answer.
That's sexy, isn't it? Even you're thinking, oh my God, who is this woman? Yeah, that's...
I'm just trying to picture it. I'm like, oh my God, it's so sensual.
Yes, right?
Okay, that's a good answer. Okay, if you had to pick, which Vanderpump Rules cast member were you most like in your 20s? Any cast member from all seasons.
I think I'm quite a lot like Stacy in a way. I'm not chucking drinks in people's faces, but I was always kind of out for... Stacy sees the funny side. Stacy, it was such a disappointment to me when she was let go, but it was a sign of the times. Everybody was, reacting to what was going on in the world, and I agree, I understood that, but... I think that if we all look back on what we did when we were younger, like everybody makes so many mistakes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the whole point of growth, And as I say in this new show, Gordon Ramsay's show, seeing people, how they developed. Oh my God, how I saw the growth in the show of people like they came in like this and they left like this.
Right.
So that's to me one of the most exciting things. And I think Stacy's taken it and run with it, which I think is great.
I agree. I think she had like one of the most iconic character arcs in that show of just how she started with Jack's.
I don't give a fuck, and I'm going to say exactly what I want to say.
That makes for the best TV, like you said, James Kennedy.
Yeah, no
Stassi.
apologies. Yeah.
That group over the years has been kind of a little incestuous. Everyone's kind of getting
a little. They've all shagged each other. Oh my God, a little. What's a lot then, according to you? Please define any greater incest than I have shown you in that group, please.
I was trying to be
okay.
just calm about it.
Don't try and be anything, just tell it how it is.
What is your stance on that concept of homie hopping, of everyone kind of getting with each other's friends and getting with each other's boyfriends and girlfriends?
Well, I mean, there's only a few dynamics left to, it's all gone and done, right?
Who would we need to hook up? Lala and Schwartz. Do you think it would ever happen?
I wouldn't mind that, actually. I wouldn't mind that.
You wouldn't?
I mean, Schwartz is very kind.
He's kind, but he can't stand up for shit.
I know,
and Lala needs someone to be yeah, I agree with you, I back you. He can't even back himself.
Yeah, but maybe he could just carry the baby around and say yes and cuddle and stuff. I've always found him adorable. I know he got it totally wrong.
I'm upset. There's been a lot of drama over the years, but obviously the biggest thing was Scandoval that took the internet. Ariana got a lot of heat this season because she didn't want to film with Tom in specific moments. What is your take on that whole thing?
Well, I think it was just because the juxtaposition of her living with him and then saying, no, I won't have that conversation with him. That was what was frustrating. I think maybe if she'd drawn a line in the sand and said, that's it, I don't want to see him ever again, hope he falls off the side of a cliff. Yep. But, it was all very, I wasn't on Tom's side at all, but I was on the side of empathy. And when the whole world was against him, I've talked about this many times, sitting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner and they bring it up, sitting in Adele's concert, they bring it up, seeing it on CNN's headline, it was kind of, the punishment didn't befit the crime. And I mean, of course, I don't condone what he did in any shape or form, but I think when the whole world's against you, sometimes it's a very dangerous thing for, as I saw with my brother, and you feel there's no way out at that time, and the so, and when he sat and told me, I wouldn't use all of it, but he sat and told me, and I said, as an executive producer, guys, you have to use this, you have to be honest and show him, in this moment of just the suicide ideation scared me. Now, whether some people say, oh, he's acting, or oh, it's not true, it's not authentic, I don't give a shit. I have experienced suicide firsthand with my brother, and for me, I'd rather not take that chance. So I felt that he did so many great things as well for people over the years. I mean, I was talking to Israel. Do you remember Israel, who actually now works for me? He was telling me how when he used to sleep on the floor, Scandoval used to pay his rent so he wouldn't, So Scandoval has a lot of good components.
He has a girlfriend now, right?
Yes.
Do you think he's going to cheat on her?
Yes. I don't know. Maybe this is the one.
No.
Maybe this is the one. I don't think that Scandoval, from my knowledge, is that sexually motivated. Because I think he said that I just don't think he's that kind of guy. Where there's a lot of guys that will shag anything.
Right,
I don't think he's like that. But I think this girl apparently is gorgeous.
Oh.
No, I thought the tea was coming.
Is it coming?
So is Chris.
They're working on it. I think they probably didn't know, if they were allowed to interrupt. Because sometimes I'm lock the door, don't come in here.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I'm get out of my studio.
Okay, let's talk about you being, what kind of boss are you?
I'm locking myself in this room, don't bother me. Because I don't want to interrupt.
That's good.
What if you were saying something so brilliant and the door
Probably
opened?
not going to happen.
No. I feel it kind of ended this season, and it was the friend group is a disaster.
We've been in that place before.
But do you think it's going to continue?
Well, I think the thing is with this show is I think that people feel very attached to it because they've grown up with it. And there's been, at some point, somebody will identify with one of them in the group. And I think that it will be hard for people really to let it go. So do I think it would be back? Yes. Do I think it needs to breathe? Yes. Am I totally busy and so, opening another restaurant? Yes. So I think let's just give it a minute. Let everybody live their life.
I have a pitch for you.
Go on then. I say no because,
I think
I'm so busy. But
I think that the next season of Vanderpump should be you getting everyone in a room.
Yes.
And firing all
swinging.
Them.
Oh.
No swinging. You're Lala, get over here. Katie, get over here. And you fire all of them.
Yeah.
And you push them to a different show that's more grown up or whatever, and you bring a whole new cast in and you start fresh and everyone works at SUR and it's all young talent and these kids like have no Instagram following yet and you start fresh. Like I would die to watch kids back in at SUR, like trying to make it in the acting or modeling agency and like get back at it.
And I have many of them, but I do have 3 shows on the air right now.
I know, but I'm live in LA, so I'm like addicted to the LA. But I know.
You know what? From your mouth to God's ears, that might be a thought.
Can you imagine it this season? Oh, here's your tea. What is this?
Oh my God.
Because we don't have any. Do you want black tea with milk, green tea, or herbal tea?
Black tea with milk. I like your dungarees. I said that when I came in. I like your dungarees.
Dungarees?
Yeah. What do you call
Overalls?
them? Overalls. No, they're dungarees. Yeah.
Which one? Black tea and milk? Try it. Try them all.
I'm worried about it.
I'm worried about it
Because,
too.
you know, I never understand why people leave the tea bag in it. What do they say? Expect us to chew on it?
My assistant's gonna fucking start crying.
Chew on it?
She's literally like, okay, let's try it. Black tea and milk.
Yeah.
You can just throw it on the side table. It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I like the color of the cup. It's pink.
It's cute.
Yeah, but the tea's a disaster.
Oh, no. Awful. Oh, you wanted it black.
Oh, I wanted it lighter. Like the color of the wood.
It's a disaster.
Pass it. It's really nice. I love this tea.
No.
Said no one ever.
No, my assistant's crying in the corner now.
It's better than nothing. I loved her dungarees, I told her. I love her dungarees.
Say overalls with an
Overalls.
Overalls.
I love her overalls.
Oh my God.
You like it?
Wait, say.
Shall I speak with American accent all the time?
Wait, yes.
You like that?
Say cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger. Oh, this really works for me.
say donut. I love call her daddy.
Donut. I love call her daddy. Or do you like it like this? Donut. I love call her daddy. What do you prefer?
So do you like my pitch?
I can't say, but
you like it.
It's not necessarily your pitch. Somebody might have got there before you.
Okay, but like the drama of everyone getting fired.
Oh, I'm not going to start opening. I have a loyalty to these people.
No, but you wouldn't actually be firing.
Welcome back. I've signed you back just for one episode. Bye. No. There are still stories to tell.
Oh, Lisa.
Yes.
Okay, what projects? Obviously, the season is wrapped, so talk to me about your other projects.
Gordon Ramsay, that was epic working with him for 2 months. I mean, Gordon's like a lot to handle. So I thought, okay, but we knew each other before. So I knew that it was going to be backwards and forwards, you know. But I think for him, it was very different because normally he's the authoritarian in everything he does. And then he met me. So yeah, it's definitely a different show.
Did you put him in his place?
Well, yeah, I kind of enjoyed doing that a little bit.
Oh, you got a little excited.
Actually, not a little bit.
A lot.
A lot.
Okay, last 2 questions. What is the best part and worst part of essentially living your life on TV?
I don't like it when people lie about you. That's the worst part. The best part, there are so many beautiful things that have been forever documented. Good times, bad times. My daughter's wedding, my little grandbaby crawling across, the carpet. Like, I mean, when we filmed him, just once or twice. Vanderpump Villa, seeing the beauty and the experience that we all had there. Wonderful, wonderful moments. Really, really. My life hasn't changed that much. Not like some people when they, on television. I mean, of course, the fame and everything, but I spent a lot of time at home. And I'm still in my restaurants. But, when you met me on television, I had a beautiful house. I'd had 37 restaurants prior to that we'd sold, and I had a nice lifestyle. It wasn't like some people, they start and then they get this incredible lifestyle and don't know how to handle it. My life materially hasn't changed.
You always had it.
Yeah. Well, not always, but I mean, when you first
Since
met
it
me.
started,
yeah, exactly. So that hasn't changed. But the incredible experiences that I've had, being able to go to Congress to change laws about humane treatment of dogs. Congress watched Housewives. I mean, so having access to so many things, being voted, one of the Women of the Year by State Assembly, speaking at causes that I'm passionate about, being given so many opportunities. Can't minimize that ever.
What do you think is the biggest misconception about you?
That I'm a high maintenance. But I don't mind people thinking that. I just feel really, sometimes I'm thinking, oh, am I disappointing them when I show up on my own and I'm doing my own makeup? I'm thinking maybe they would like me to be like certain members of Housewives when I had, you know, all this shit and people running around after me. I can't even get a cup of tea in this place. It's like...
Okay, I feel like I have to ask you this.
Go ahead.
Now it's my last question, and I just need to know now that you've told me all these little things.
Yes.
Lisa Vanderpump.
Yes.
What is your favorite sex position?
Oh, God, it's so long ago, I don't remember. I think it's on my back asleep.
Lisa!
And on that note, good night.
Lisa, thank you so much for coming on. This was so fun.
Thank you. I thought that would have been your first question. That's what I was prepared for.
I did.
I actually said to Bob, are they going to be talking about like sex all the time? I said it's going to be a very short interview if they do.
Oh man, I mean, I could ask you if you have any blowjob tips.
Oh yeah, all of them. Just all of it. Just do it, swallow it whole. Bye, darling. Love you.
Oh my god.
I have to go. Je dois partir.
You gotta go. Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
You're hilarious.
No.
Oh my god.
No, thank you so much.
You finally got your tea?
Yes, and it ain't that good. But it's better than nothing.